that struggle, man. I'm not afraid of anything inside of me. They're trying to make me afraid of what's outside of me. And then they'll tell me that what's outside of me is actually inside of me. They do it through commercials. They do it through the university. They do it through celebrity culture. And this excuse for music, this excuse for TV, this excuse for entertainment, I believe it when I see it. I'm far more entertained by my brain. I'm far more entertained by things that I witness on a regular basis. If you're not a boring person, you can see the drama everywhere you go. If you're not a boring person, you can see if you pay attention, but a lot of people don't. A lot of people don't. I've got a major affliction. It's created various addictions. 'Cause I'd rather be a blackout drunk than think what I thunk. I'd rather be unconscious than fully functioning and fully functioning in my fucking restlessness and the pure tedium of that shit. That's why I try to stay far, 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 far away from decisions too conventional. Can't imagine having someone to pretend that I need. If I can't convince a man that I'm the slightest bit satisfied, how could I convince that man that I need him by my side? I can't lie, honey. I won't lie, honey. You ought to be glad for that, you know? A lot of men aren't so lucky, are they? I like this. I like where this is going. No, but seriously, I've been thinking about that more and more. I really should talk about this on stage. That would be really funny because a lot of people talk about sex on stage. So I should just talk about why sex is bad and why people need to stop having it. And you don't have to take an antidepressant to lose your libido. You can just look around. you can just look around at society and everybody just staring at their phones and all these couples that are addicted to TV, and it's like everything just keeps getting progressively worse, all right? It's pretty unappealing. And I don't think that having children is going to save shit, dude. I mean, I wish. I mean, the kids I go to church with, they're all right. They're good kids. But they're not going to save the world. I'm not going to lie about that shit, dude. It's like, you have to be delusional to have children. You really do. Like, I think that, and I don't mean that to be mean. That sounds mean, but I don't, I don't look at delusion the same way that the West looks at delusion, okay? I look at the West like it's a delusion. I look at the civilization like it's a massive delusion. This is like mass psychosis, and it's been that way for a while. But like, I think you have to be delusional to get married. I think you have to be delusional to have children. I think you have to be delusional to think that pills are going to fix anything. I think that you have to be delusional to keep doing this shit and acting like it's going to get better. You know, I think that it fluctuates. I think that that's a lie to say that it gets better. I think that you just accept that it sucks. You learn how to deal with that. You learn how to accept the bad stuff, and in accepting the bad stuff, you can make room for better stuff. But that doesn't mean that it gets better, like life gets better. I don't think that's true at all, actually. And I'm not saying that because I don't have the conventional stuff. If I had the conventional stuff, I'd puke all over it and then set it on fire, okay? Like, so don't fucking tell me that, oh, well, you haven't had sex with me, girl. Anyway, yeah, so asexuality. There was somebody that watched this. Mega Pal, is it? I like your stuff. It's ridiculous. I don't know if you're doing satire or not, but that's satire, isn't it? You know, you don't know. You don't know what's going on. Well, like, yeah, he said he was asexual. I said good for you. And I realized that I sounded facetious, but I wasn't being facetious at all. Like, it really is such a blessing to not want to fuck, you know? Because if you want to do that and you're not doing that, you're going to feel like this loss, you know? And I see that a lot with people. It's not just about having sex, obviously. It's about companionship. It's about, you know, breeding and all that shit. But yeah, if you're just not interested in that sort of thing, it really takes the load off. And it's not a socially irresponsible thing. In fact, I would say the exact opposite about it. How many people are having sex and breeding and they're in really shitty relationships? I would say that that's 1,000 times more socially irresponsible than a person that chooses to avoid all of that and make art until she dies because she can't do shit else.